interesting. Curious to see ultimately what happens. Want to give a big shout out to Bob the Gambler. Bob the Gambler, thanks for hooking us up with all these gifts today. Having a lot of fun with that. Drew7382, thank you so much. We will get to your questions in just 1 second. Big shout out to all those who are watching on YouTube as well. RJ, I don't like how they're saying Jokic is the best European player. He can achieve that, but he just won. Let's not jump to the GOAT conversation just yet. By the way, I totally agree with you, RJ, and I understand he is absolutely in the European GOAT conversation. 2 MVPs, now a NBA Finals MVP, and obviously a title. Jokic is absolutely in the conversation. But Dirk Nowitzki? By the way, Giannis, Greece, part of Europe, so for all of those who aren't aware of the European continent, I think that Jokic could ultimately get there. But it's a little reactionary, and this is something that sports media obviously does after every end of a season. It's like, is Patrick Mahomes the greatest football player of all time? And it's like, Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. Like, the guy just won his second. You know, let's pump the brakes like a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of time. But Jokic is absolutely in the conversation. He's in that top 3, top 4 conversation. But for me, is Jokic the best European player right now? No. I'm going to let it breathe a little bit. But is he on the path? Oh my God, how could you not say he's on the path? He's accomplished everything he's supposed to. I mean, All-Star games, NBA Finals, a championship, MVPs. I think Jokic is absolutely on his way, but this is the same as people trying to convince me that, like, LeBron James is the GOAT. Like, no, I'm aware that there's history. Like, I'm not just going to take this moment in time and throw everything out. It's just not how I'm doing it. By the way, Luka Doncic, I don't think is going to get there. He could be the greatest scorer in European history, but do I think that Luka Doncic will be the greatest European player? No, I do not actually. I think Jokic will have a greater chance at that, or Giannis than Luka Doncic. And part of the reason I say that, Luka Doncic has injury history, and Luka Doncic, I don't know how he is as an all-around player. He's a brilliant scorer, great offensive player, but is Luka Doncic really a good defensive player? When we look at Giannis, Giannis is an all-time great defensive player while also being dominant in the paint. You can argue Giannis not being a great shooter knocks him a little bit, but all-time great defensive player, all-time great, paint player. Jokic, what does Jokic not do? Jokic is a phenomenal defender. He's a great passer. He's a good scorer. Like, he does everything. So for me, Luka Doncic has a ways to go. Anyways, having a lot of fun with you guys, talking about some NBA.